Was on his way. They were in a really uncomfortable spot, and they immediately dodged those grenades of Heather. Raining has an AUG to try to back him up. The response, though, not going to connect onto Heather, so going to be able to take the pony, try to get the heck out of there. Will be good to go. Yeah, the backside of that pony pretty hard to shoot through.
Push coming happen right now from Nemesis. Looks like they're going to go after Geek's positioning as well. So Sharper still over there, just one player up. Doesn't look like any magic's going to happen for them either, but Nemesis roaming around the outside, trying to get distance away from Twisted. Not going to find too much. Very solid defensive line. T1 down to the south holding defense, but remember, they still need to get into the circle. Falcons has actually got plenty of maneuverability room over into the east.
Sosa just got back into the game. Just saw him come in with a parachute there, so he's going to be grouping up. Awan in trouble.
This is going to be dicey. Big firefight between these two teams right now. Geek needs anything that they can find. Holding down 14th place. They want to get some space away from everything. But Nemesis, if they can get a roll going right now, they can put themselves back into it. But they need to deal with Geek in front of them. Then Awan on the other side. Nemesis does get the knock on it too. Is this the start of something big?
That is not what you wanted to see. Geek was trying to figure out a way where they didn't have to cluster behind that tree for safety. There just wasn't anything available. So now big points going into Nemesis's hands. Nice work there by Diffix to find the grenade. Melman able to step right in for the claim of more points, and Sungjang and Akkad have just left.
Rolls right by. VC is going to get some vision, a couple of shots at them, but Twisted going to get more involved. Then I walk back behind all of Nemesis, and remember, it was Stade that survived so long inside that last game to buy them a couple more points. See how much more they can get away from all of it. Sosa just trying to stall out Twisted. I think that they want to get away from this firefight. It doesn't feel too good along this hillside. While yes, Nemesis does have the high ground, they know that it's a valley over into the east, and the circle's probably going to abandon them. And Twisted also not really feeling too good about this. Going to separate away, go more over to the north, while T1's going to have to push down the south. Circle pops, and it stays right on top of VC.
Yeah, Perfectix does get a little bit of trailing damage, but not really able to connect much there as 17 and T1 dusting it up there on the southern edge of this circle. Tian Heather already in the knock state. Grenades out towards Xiao Wu. Happy feet there, gonna keep him alive for now. Raining taken down by Tiggleton, so EN Type. The drop shot from Type is good. Takes down Xiao Wu, takes down 17.
Go ahead, run yourself back in, but you have to deal with a very high ground positioning coming up from Vicious, because yes, their positioning is quite vicious. Geek's got control on angle over onto Twisted. Twisted's going to be more forced to the north. Nemesis, where are you going to go? It looks like they just might be trying to cut east. That could put them into the remnants of Geek, but Twisted really can't get out of the spot. They've got R8 back behind them. Lou's already spotted out what's going to be going on over there. They're starting to realize, maybe we just have to take this fight with Nemesis down the south. Let's see if we can find something. So said. Going to shoot a couple of bullets to see if he can dissuade it, while Thanawat's still back behind Nemesis, waiting for his moment.
Oh man, I mean, Thanawat needs to go big here. He needs to get a couple kills at the very least. He'd love to survive later into the game. That might be plan A, but he needs to take the points where he can get them. Is he going to go for Sosa there? No. Sosa just going to drive on by, and they're going to get down around the hill. They're trying to make a southern wrap underneath Geek's eyes.
Oh, Geek, what's your defense like? This is a squad you need to hold back, and you need to hold them back in a big way. Trying to get smokes down for defense. Other side, Nade's rolling out, doesn't connect on one side. Other vehicle does find it. Songjong gets a knock. Stade's gonna go down, but just two players up for Geek could make this problematic. They need to defend strong, and Twisted is actually wrapping back behind on top of Awan. This is a problem. Songjong needs to finish this fast.
Songjong needs these points. He really needs to find a way to get them, but he's feeling the pressure from the other side, and here come the grenade barrages from Twisted Minds. He is in trouble. He really is stuck inside of there. He needs Awan to go crazy on this side against Twisted.
Falcons are doing a great job on corralling T1, and that's putting them back into this similar path, and VC still has high ground control over it all. Diffx trying to find something. So says that just get the knock. DK goes down, finding more points. Nemesis trying to rally. They want to get themselves back up, but they have so many problems. Just one player in Diffx now alive, and it's T1 one side, Twisted on the other. That's going to feel terrible.
And there's Thanawat. He strikes and starts claiming points. T1 right on his backside immediately, though. And they're going to start taking players down from Nemesis. They have been eliminated, only at 48 points for them. Heather, grenade in hand. If it's on point, he's done, and he's got it. He just cannot miss today.
just both sides getting hammered from there. As now T1's going to continue their wrap. Maybe eyes onto Twisted. Nature of the beast on this circle is you've got Vicious, super high ground, a couple of odd rock croppings coming down. It almost feels more like a Stalber ending if you look at the way that this land settles. Falcons going to be in east, comfortable. VC on the new circle pop. They're going to have two of their players up, high ground. Everybody else nowhere near the circle.
Yeah, this one looking like it might just come down to Falcons, VC, R8, depending on how this all shakes out on the southwest side. T1.
You guys didn't see that. He was shaking his head really hard at R8.
Nope, never. I would never do that. What do you mean? Twisted Mind's having a little bit of trouble, but man, Lou hit some nice shots with the M24. Seen him in the kill feed a couple times with that. The grenades to try to finish off aimbot down there. They're not quite all the way through, but probably good enough.
I mean, the quiet day for Twisted, not needing to have a big explosive day for themselves is big. Ooh, I love how well it was cooked. Just go ahead and get the flush out on it. All right, what you got? Okay, AJ, sorry, you've got yourself a nice little position to play for. Dig yourself a little hole there as it's all rock and stone for R8 time being. Falcons going to have plenty of space to wrap over into the east. T1's last one alive. VC looking like they're going to shift their focus more T1 sided. They're going to try to creep in the circle. R8 actually also getting some vision onto T1. So Falcons going to have easy pathing. All the way over to the northeast, now have vision on the back tail end of what's going on with AJ and R8.
Yeah, I mean, Falcons are probably looking to claim this game. Tiggleton going to line up some mortar shots even. Probably going to try to put those on top of VC's players' heads that are up on this mountainside. Simon T, Tycon could be looking at some barrages their way. Ian does scoop up a P90. Scary to see T1 have that in their hands. And here the mortars begin. Tycon did some good shots into EN, but can't get the finish. Oh, these are going at R8?
Looks like they're just trying to get him away from his tree. Instead, they give him more holes so he can continue digging. Have tons of different options wherever he wants to hide out at. I don't know. Falcons, they've got themselves that control point to play from, but I love observers. Thank you so much for showing us the at play in here and why we're not really seeing too many shots come out of VC. That giant rock cropping over there does lean down in the southwest. So that means that T1's playing it and trying to keep a focus on what's going on with the Tulins, R8, everything else like that. VC doesn't have the cleanest lines until you step around that corner like Ian just did.
That was solid stuff from Tycon. Knew that he still had another angle that he could position himself into to finish off what he started onto EN and was right there to clean up the job. So that's one player down. On one of their bigger threats right now for Vicious is T1, who are looking on the outside of this new circle. Are they just going to wrap around the eastern side, but that means they're going to run into Tiggleton sightlines, or are they going to just try to sneak right underneath Vicious, see if they can get that done? Duckmite and actually Tycon there combining to do a little bit of damage into Empty, who's just trying to find a way in.
I love the fact you pointed out Falcons have left Tiggleton behind down into the southeast to make sure that nobody from T1 wraps around. Falcons already sent also Shrimsy and Gustav in control over the northwest, or actually just due north to see if they can stop out R8 and any rotate. But you can see it gets really complicated over here. They hear the vehicles roll in. How the nade's going to be cooked, they're going to be throwing them AJ's side. So it's going to be Shrimsy gets knocked onto Empty. And good old AJ still alive at his tree for the time being. His kickstart, I think, is going for a full wrap back around. Nope, Shrimsy's going to go ahead and make it easier, get the knock onto AJ. Now it's just Teddy, the last one up, watching his friends die at range.
Yeah. Teddy's just like, well, I can't really do much. Now he's in grenade range of VC, so he just took one of the chops. Meanwhile, Tycon looking to try to steal that point, will do so. Falcons not going to claim it, but not going to be too bothered by that, considering their position on the leaderboard.
Tiggleton has abandoned the defense of the southeast. He's going to go ahead and regroup, so it looks like it is going to be Falcons lined up against R8. Squeaking in right next to Duckmai as Batulin's still alive, and T1 has actually moved into the shadow of VC's cliffside, trying to find some safety.
Ooh, a brief little moment there. Gustav got a little bit of eyes onto Tycon. It's actually Heather who finds another good grenade onto Tycon. Did take down Type, though, before he was knocked, so T1 going to have to stall out. Actually, Type inside of that blue zone nade is probably going to bleed out.
T1 kind of helping out the rest of the lobby right now, distracting VC on their high ground, having to dodge out these nades. Pretty decently cooked so far, does still get some damage, so you can see every single time that VC has to step away from the nades from T1, it puts them into the Falcon sight lines, and it's two different teams trying to punish the squad, and T1 is intentionally throwing their nades, knowing that, expecting somebody to the north to assist every time that VC has to move.
T1 just barely got to Type in time, and they were able to get that res through. I didn't know if that was going to be possible. T1 being diligent, clearing out all the hidey holes on top of this rock. Heather going to start scaling his way forward. Simon T trying to watch it. Has not seen Heather just yet, but a molly there gonna disallow him, and the shot from Type. That was such a smart molly. I think that other molly hit his teammate.
I was gonna say, didn't he just drop one on his teammate? Everybody got too excited. It's like, we finally get the high ground. That's such a hard push up onto the top, and it's gonna be Duck Mine now looking up over the rock croppings that VC's had control for so long, and he's gonna go down. Batulin tries to see if he can get the flush. He is gonna find it. Falcons got control of the low ground, and it is gonna be T1 trying to see if they can fight their way down the hillside.
That first molly was so smart from T1 because it denies the TPP peek. That was so intelligent from them. A little bit of an oopsies on the other side of it, but regardless, it does end up in their favor. And here we go. More mortars, and who else would you expect other than Tiggleton? First one, a little bit off to the side. Second one goes just too deep to take care of Type. Third, almost gets Heather.
Getting to be money. Follow-up does get it. Tig gets the knock on to Heather. Some vengeance finally stabbing back with Falcons, and they just continue to rain them down.
Yeah, how many more does he have left? That's the real question. Used quite a few already. Shot 2 earlier over towards R8, and that was at least 4. So usually you can only get about 6 coming with you in a car trunk, depending on how you kind of shake things out. And it seems like, I'm not sure if he's got any more. Just, again, depends on how many they were able to fit into X amount of cars that they're able to bring with them. But for now, Teddy just wants to survive, just wants to keep himself in this somehow, some way, make a respectable finish for his squad.
I mean, he's only 2 points back behind 4 Angry Men right now, and I figure a lot of squads would take some respect from managing to at least finish ahead of 4 Angry Men. High side of this one, Heather's going to start getting more vision. It's going to come down to the center dot control, which is mostly going to be Falcons. T1 having to move down with VC having a player right down underneath of him. He's going to get spotted, though. How much is Peak going to go for? Doesn't manage to take down Pal. So you're going to keep going for the more bold peek onto this one. Could find yourself vulnerable as Batulins might want a piece, but I think Sneaky Snake Batulins just trying to watch. Nope, he finally does pull the trigger, but it's a bit too late.
Heather's got 5 kills again. He is just a monster. And the rest of the lobby trying to see if they can slow him down, but Trimzy in trouble, raining in Type. Find him out in the open, get the knock. Type then using these stuns to try to get a new angle.
Great positional play coming up from Type. They've abandoned that one hillside, using the trench to really push down into the face of Falcons. Tig now going to have to defend, going for a couple of shots to see if he can slow down the pacing. Shrimsy still down back behind all of this, and the control the Falcons had in the lower sections just getting pulled apart too many different ways. T1's finding it again, and continues to be a problem for Falcons to deal with at range now. It is going to be T1 on 11 kills, running down the hillside with 2 up, and Falcons 82 points, trying to find more, sitting at 4 right now. It's going to be Gustav and Shrimsy over into the northwest.
That high-low setup there between Type and Raining really nicely timed and orchestrated. Got those players that were stuck behind that rock dead to rights, where they just had to choose one of 2 bad options before they were taken down. Really good coordination being shown by T1, but it's a 2v2 right now. Falcon Shrimsy still has quite a few smokes left in the grenade launcher. A little bit of damage into Gustav. Heather just gets a glimpse but can't connect for the knock.
Overall, both these squads qualified, but Falcons wants to get some vengeance back. T1 has just been doing such a great job against Falcons over and over again. Can Falcons find anything here? Smokes down. Center control still does favor Falcons as T1's playing right up against the blue zone. Gustav doesn't have much space to work with. This is all coming down. Smokes in the middle. Gustav takes a lot of damage from the blue zone. Couple of shots. Shrimsy gets punished, but Shrimsy does get the knock on Type, feeding the information over, but it is the beast in Heather in the middle control, trying to make sure you can find anything else, and T1 manages to find it again.
They just cannot be stopped right now. This group stage has been absolutely incredible from T1. Heather into the 1v1, and good for it, as you would just kind of expect at this point. With the way he's been playing, it feels like there's no hope when you're going up in a 1v1 against him.
All right, we've been talking a lot about top 16 and how great everything's going. This game, though, from T1 might put them back into first place touching distance of Myth.
Yep.
And while it's not the biggest thing, we do have some, I guess, some triangles that need to be ground up here in a little while at the end of the day. Whoever gets first place, I believe, is the one that manages to do that. So suddenly we do have a two-horse race up at the top, I believe.
Yeah, man, there's something to be played for here if you just want to go and pull that lever and watch the other team's triangles fall into the crusher. So that would be rather fun for T1, I suspect, if they can keep it up. And they certainly look incredible. I mean, some great stuff. And the battle continues between Falcons and T1 here in Paris. They have been going at it seemingly since the get-go. And this time T1 again going to get the better of Falcons.
Not even excited about it, guys? Come on. Oh, okay, well, still having some fun with it. This is a lot of, there's so much to break down inside the game. Do you want to start with Team Liquid, JDG? JDG having to make the full run across. Everybody in the hunt just collapsing onto that building, trying to see if they can take out somebody that's in the competition for top 16. What was that? I've been waiting for that to happen for so long.
That was a really interesting scenario, and I kind of like it because so many other teams around that, like, I feel like in the old days of PUBG, teams would have just let that fight go and been like, all right, you guys do you. But the rest of the teams are like, no, wait, we can punish both of them. Because they're at the exact same spot of the leaderboard starting that game, so why not? And I mean, for either of those teams, I kind of get it. Like, as Gen.G, you have to take that fight at that point.
Man, there is so much to go through all of this. It's just crazy. We still got one game left to figure out who is going to be in our top 16. Don't go anywhere.
On a lot of people's minds always is, who is the GOAT of PUBG esports? Well, we asked all the players to find out exactly who they think.
My GOAT of PUBG is Loki because he's got the most winnings. You know, he's back to back to back to back. He can't stop winning. He's retired now, but I think he's the GOAT.
我认为 PUBG 最伟大的选手算是乌吧，因为他拿过很多荣誉，然后加上他年龄也非常大了，然后之前坚守的一些东西，他能在世界赛完成的，他的状态很好。
สำหรับผมก็โค้ช PUBG ไม่ได้มีแค่คนเดียวครับสำหรับผมจะมี3คนครับผมให้คิสแล้วก็บารินแล้วก็สแคปปี้ครับผมเพราะว่า3คนนี้เล่นด้วยกันแล้วทำได้ดีครับผม
เจคอบครับเพราะว่าจริงๆเขาเป็นปีศาจที่ถือกำเนิดโดยการที่มาอยู่ทีมเดียวกับผมครับ
For me personally, it's still Loki. He's just every team that he's been on has done really well except for Damwon Kia. He's won, I think, 4 world championships or 3, consistently just the best player. Does a really good job on whatever team he's on, in a support role, an aggressive role, it doesn't really matter. You could throw him anywhere in any era and he's just good. So that's my go for sure.
제 생각에서 PUBG 고트라고 생각하는 선수는 슈림지 선수고, 그 이유는 뭐 다른 티글튼이나 이그샘플 같은 좀 슈퍼스타들과는 달리 묵묵하게 팀에서 할 수 있는 걸 많이 해주는 선수고, 제가 보기에는 배그라는 게임을 가장 잘 이해하고 잘하는 선수라고 생각을 해서 슈림지가 고트라고 생각합니다.
I would say Hagatari, because he has best aim, best positioning in the game, game understanding, game sense.
I pick up the Loki and one more pick is Battlelins because he's very smart and I learned to him so I pick Loki and Battlelins.
T1 coming in hot that last match for everybody.
Stand out in the job market with the new Google AI Professional Certificate. Master effective prompting and responsible AI use. Partner with AI to transform your research, communications, and more. Start automating your workflows to save time and streamline your tasks. Go hands-on with Google's most capable AI tools. Build smarter workflows, create AI-powered solutions, and become AI fluent in just 10 hours. Enroll today on Coursera.
And while you're doing that, don't forget to do your pick'ems. Go to the EWC website, go to the app, and select who you think is going to be moving forward to the finals as we head into our final game. And use that hashtag EWC, hashtag EWC26, as we've been able to see some great memes coming out from today's broadcast.
Yes.
But T1.
Can I talk about him now?
Yes, you can.
Yes. Okay, T1, 43 points on the first day. They looked so good in that last game. I don't think anyone expected this. It's a different type of day to end this. Whether or not we expected it, it has been raining points. These guys are incredible at what they do. I was excited.
Safe?
It's safe to come back. It's safe to,
Okay,
I mean, it's a huge day. At the start of the day, we talked about it. Yeah, are they going to be able to pull this off? Can they make the big push? And look at them. Look at them now. They're incredible. They're unstoppable.
Okay,
They're
all right.
amazing.
Yeah, all right. T1, they were insane, yes. And the fact that they actually made Path Myth is, I think, really impressive stuff. On top of the fact that finally the boys, the Falcons, Team Liquid, they've made it safe, right? We know they're going to make it, but the cusp teams, man, we are so close to finding out. In fact, we are one game away to finding out who exactly is going to be going to the grand finals and who's going to be going home salty.
And as we're going to be talking about those teams, you're on pull up that 16 will be moving on to the finals. The rest will be getting their key